today's fabulous live Saturday morning class. Now I can't wait to take you through today's session, but just a few things to think about before we get going, just to make sure that you are safe, you are effective, and you are maximizing your Pilates practice this morning. So firstly, above all things, check your area and just make sure that your space is safe. So it might mean just moving a rug, bits and pieces out of the way, anything you can slip over. And above all things, guys, make sure your room is a good temperature. You don't want to work out on a cold body. So it might mean popping socks and a jumper on. It might mean opening up a door, opening up a window and getting some positive airflow around you. But above all things, just make sure that you are a good temperature. Now on Saturday mornings, we work with a mixed ability flow. So truly above all things, just work within the parameters where you feel safe, where you feel comfortable, and where you feel in command and control of your body and yourself. So really use the options that you have available to you. If you want to work on the knees rather than the toes, absolutely perfect. If you think, I want to just drop off the last couple of reps because the form no longer is where I would like it to be, absolutely listen to your body and allow your body to dictate the trajectory of your session. And finally, if you need to, grab a pillow. You can stick it under your hip, under your head, under your knees, if ever you need any additional support. And remember, stop, pause, drink whenever you need to. So let us get organized, let's get going. I want you to plant those feet and I want you to feel the ground underneath your heels. So I want you to sit back into those feet and I want you to lift those toes and imagine you are lifting those arches. And again, we come up onto the toes. See if you can muster that balance, that control over those ankles. And then sit back down into those heels, pulling the toes up. Beautiful. And again, working up onto the feet to balance, just warming up those feet and those ankles last time. Sit into the heels, draw those toes up, and then pop onto those toes, and then just soften into those knees. A little bend in the knees. Hands rests on the bony bit in your hip as you squeeze your bottom and you tuck under. So work breastbone down to center, rock the pelvis forward and then rock back as you allow that back just to dip. Now squeeze and tuck, push and press. One more, squeeze and tuck and just rock back and then come to meet in the middle of that space. Pelvis sits directly underneath that spine, hands over those tummy muscles. Now, I want you to breathe into the base of your tummy. Inhale, feel that belly expand. And as you exhale, I want the shoulders to soften and I want you to maintain that sensation of lifting through the crown in your head. And again, breathe in, inhale, you work in through the nose. And as you exhale, drop the shoulders, elongate through the spine, and again, find that sensation of height. We're gonna wrap our hands round the back of our rib cage, and I want you to visualize an accordion. I want you to imagine you are breathing into the back of the rib cage. The rib cage expands out as you inhale. And then as you exhale through the mouth, again, let the shoulders drop, let the rib cage drop, everything resolves back down to that beautiful natural stance. And again, inhale into the back of the rib cage, fill those lungs up. And as you exhale, soften the shoulders, arms slide down by your thighs. You gently roll up, back, down, and again, gently lifting, rolling, and again, last time we come up, back, down, we come forward on those shoulders, so you are just waking up those limbs, up over the top. Now last time, And then hand settles in front of the heart as you squat into the space behind you, lifting up above your head. And as you exhale, you just let those arms settle. Inhale and squat, lift and lengthen. Exhale, softening those shoulders. Last time, we sink and we lift. And we send the arms out to the side as we soften into those knees. Now I want you to lean and tip to one side. I want you to roll like a rag doll to the center. And then come back from where you came. We come back the other way. You tip, you round, you take it back the other way. So you are really moving those rib cages. You are really bringing in some side movement. Amazing. If you have spent a long time at your desk this week, one more, round and roll. So like a rag doll, folks, really create that sense of softness and relaxation through the body. The arms come out to the side. Pay attention to dropping the shoulders, lengthening through the back of the skull. If you feel comfortable, we squat into the legs, bringing the arms together. As you exhale, if you can, come up onto the balance, stretch above your head. Now draw those elbows down to meet the back of the rib cage. Lift up overhead. Bring the hands out to the side as you drop the heels and repeat. So try and make it one beautiful movement. We squat, we balance, we stretch overhead, we squeeze, waking up the muscles in the backs of the shoulders. Arms come out, heels drop down, sink and squat. You work up onto those lovely toes. You lift overhead. You work into those shoulders as you draw down. You lift to the ceiling. The arms come out and the heels come down. So what we are doing is we are waking up all those big muscles. You're bringing life into the spine. You're bringing life and energy into those limbs. Last time, guys, heels plant. Remember, if you don't like the balance, just take the balance out as you lift overhead, drawing down into the backs of the shoulders, stretching up to the ceiling. Stay on the toes, arms come out and palms flip up. Now, if you don't feel comfortable balancing, just drop the heels, okay? If you're happy to, see if you can manage that lovely balance on those toes. Now bring those arms together. Bring the arms together. Open up as if you are balancing. T-trays on those hands, lovely and smooth, as you work into the backs of your shoulders. We are bringing some stamina and some energy into the muscles that support your shoulders. Really think smooth as you bring it together. And open up. Now last one. Bring it all the way in and we take it all the way out. Now keep the arms extended. Plant those feet. Plant the feet and I want you to gently walk those feet out so you are just down here in this lovely sumo stance, whatever that means to you. Can be up higher, can be down lower. It does not matter. What matters is that you feel connected through the floor by those heels. Now plant and press. I want you to lean over to one side as you really find the height. You come back to center, you sink, and you just drop down into that lovely side bend. We come up. The feet have to move to mirror the trajectory of the knee. So really be mindful that you are swapping the direction of those feet as you tip. One more on either side. Tip and lean. Beautiful. And last time, up. Windmill the arms. Think about that beautiful sense of flow and we take it back to the center. If you can, keep the arms extended, keep the spine beautifully and long. As you exhale, if it's too strong, stick the hands on your hips. Now sink into the space. We're going to come halfway up. This time, arms come overhead as you sink. And then as you come halfway up, not all the way up, you bring the arms out. We sink as you sit into those lovely strong legs, halfway up, arms come out. Again, if you don't like the addition of the arms, stick the hands on the hips, halfway up. Last two, guys. Now sink and stretch. Come up halfway. Now last time, sink and stretch. We hold that beautiful line there as you draw the shoulders away from your ears, reaching for the ceiling, stretching up through those fingertips. Gently pulse for 8, beautiful, 7 and 6, wonderful, 5. Keep pulsing, 4 and 3 and 2, and then a static hold as you reach for the ceiling and you press the floor away. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Come up out of there. Bring those feet together. We are going to work on that balance. I want you to plant one foot and I want you to lift one leg up as you soften the knee. It's imperative this leg stays beautiful and soft. Arms extend out to the side. Now stretch again above your head, drawing into the backs of the shoulders and then stretching up above your head. Let's do 2 more of those. Now work into almost that half squat on that base leg. Now that is brilliant for building stability in the ankle, in the foot, in the knee, in the hips, as well as activating the bottom and the stability muscles. This time the hands come down into the midline, stretching away, keeping the shoulders soft. You reach overhead and again bring the arms down in that midline and lift up. And then last time, bring the arms down, hold them there, see if you can sink a little bit more into that base leg and find that stability. And then we move the foot across. We draw the leg up to wherever it feels comfortable. Might feel like it's on the floor, might feel comfortable all the way up. The choice is yours. You pick where you want to work. Now the arms come overhead as that knee stays soft. You work into those shoulders as you draw down, stretching up and away, and again, working into the shoulders as you squeeze and stretch. Last time, working into the shoulders, really paying attention to maintaining the softness in the knee. Now we press the ground away, push the arms away, and then lift up and lengthen. Last 2. Exhale as you press the world away. Inhale as you lift. Now last time, press the ground away, stretch the arms and sink into that beautiful half squat. Soft knee, long line, power, confidence. Off we go. Good. And then take it back to the middle of the mat. Beautiful opening sequence. Focusing on flow, focusing on control, focusing on balance. Come to the edge of your mats. Plant those feet. Let's commence with this beautiful flow. Breathe into the base of your center. As you exhale, I want you to melt forward. I want you to roll forward. I want your head to gently come down towards the mat as you walk yourself out into your beautiful plank stance. Now the elbows are soft, the spine is long. Bracing those tummy muscles, softening those knees. We're going to start with a hip hike. We come up into the spine. We lengthen through the crown and the head. We really press the feet away. As we exhale, we draw back onto our beautiful plank stance. You can either stay there or gently double tap those knees to the floor just so they tap, and then come back to center. Send the bottom up into the air, so create power in those hands and those feet. Elongate over the top, maintain the height in the spine. Double knee tap. If you want to totally deload, that's absolutely fine, or you just gently tap, bring it back to center, into the air. So we're really working with shoulder stability, arm strength, abdominal strength, and then we're really starting to bring the control element in by bringing the knees down, bringing it back up. Last two. We come up into the air, drive the feet, drive the hands. Think about elongating, elevating. Now we tap down, soft knees, lift and lengthen. Last time. Bums, beautiful and high. Over the shoulders, maintaining the height in the spine. You gently drop down, tapping those knees down. You come back up onto that beautiful plank stance, soft elbows, long line. If you want to, we drop down onto those knees. We're going to work single leg rock backs. Squat into those legs, and as you exhale, I want your focus to be stability in the pelvis as you lengthen the leg away. We sit into it, we squat into it. Beautiful, guys. And then you drive onto the other side. Don't let anything rock. Don't let anything tip from side to side. Keep your body parallel to the floor as you come forward. Working into that beautiful rock back. Working on to that fabulous press forward. 4 more. Inhale, load up through the legs, and then you power forward as you extend. You are the master of your body. You are in control of that center. You do not allow the hips to drop. You do not allow the hips to rotate. Everything is in parallel. 1 more, guys. Dropping down into the legs, pressing onto the center. If you want to, you drop back down onto the knees. 1 arm stretches away as you reach for the top of the mat. Now don't lift the head. Instead, keep that sensation of chin tucking. Plant the hand, other side. Remember, if you want to, you can work on your elbow plank stance. As the hand drops down, we work 1 knee in to meet the elbow. As we press away, we work the other knee in to press to the elbow, and then we press away. So knees or toes. Arm extends away. Do not let the hips dip. And plant. Other side. Arm extends away. We do not let the hips dip. Dropping down. 1 knee bashes through. Knee tap. Excellent. Other side. Knee tap. Maintaining the shape in the spine. 1 more round, guys. Arm extends away. Beautiful. And plant. Other arm stretches away. Keep your eye line just above your fingers. 1 knee bashes through. Excellent. Other side. Knee bashes through. And then hold. If you want to, stay on the arms. If you want to, drop down onto those knees. We're just going to do a baby rock. Push and push forward. So it's a tiny rock, little rock. What it does is it builds stability in the shoulders, builds stamina in the shoulders. I can definitely feel it. You really have to work the abdominal contraction to stop the hips dipping. And it's amazing for strengthening the feet. 5 more, 4 more. Baby rockers. 3 and 2 and 1. You walk yourself in. Your heads are heavy. You unwrap, you uncurl. You bring yourself up to your full height as those shoulders soften. We are going to continue along this balance theme because it's just so important in building that brain connection as well as that stability in the joints. So team, soft knee. Stretch the arms away. Remember, you can keep foot contact with the floor if that is where you feel comfortable. So we are going to tip, we are going to stretch, and we are just going to reach forward as you elongate. Eye line stays just in front of the top of the mat. Now it looks directly or towards the horizon. Second one, so the head doesn't continue to look up. The head follows the trajectory of your spine, so you continue to move cohesively and sequentially as you ought to. Last time, guys, so tuck the chin, lengthen through the back of the skull as you reach forward. If you need to, grab the stick to hold on to, grab a chair or keep contact with the floor as you draw in. Now keeping the knees soft, open up through the chest. As you work into that beautiful rotation, you take it back to center. Now the knee has to be soft. Don't lock anything out. As you work that beautiful spinal rotation, you take it back to the center, and then finally, final time, rotate. Really work the movement into the spiral, stretching the arms. If you can, lift the leg. Beautiful. We take it back to center, then we deload. So you really wouldn't believe how much that challenges the ankle stability, all the muscles in the feet. Super, super important. Spin around, face the other way. Let's give it another go. So again, team, if you want to, you just keep that gentle contact with that toe on the floor. If you're happy to, pick up the foot, soften the knee, work almost in a half squat. You breathe into the center, and as you exhale, you just bend, you tip, you lengthen, you challenge the balance, you challenge the stability. Now do not be alarmed if one side seems a lot easier than the other. Perfectly normal to have one side that you are more connected with, that has more coordination. Tip and bring it back to center. Now third time. Tip, balance, extend. You lengthen and you draw away. You bring it back to center as you gently pick the knee up, softening into that base leg. Now if you feel comfortable, work that beautiful rotation. This side I find so much harder. And we take it back to center. So one side, guys, may require more concentration. That's absolutely fine. Bring it back to center. Finally, last time, open up the chest. Work into that beautiful chest stretch as you draw the knee up. You take it back to center. When you are parallel, you then deload. You take it back down to the mat. Lovely, guys. So have a sip if you want to. So the function as well of throwing something like that just in the middle of your flow series is it just gives those shoulders and those abdominals just a tiny rest. So it allows you just to execute this next set, of which we are going to do now beautifully, without thinking, oh, I'm running out of steam, oh, it's coming up into my neck. So you have that moment of respite just to take it down a notch, to have recovered the breath and to have given those muscles a little respite. So we breathe into those feet. The breath is your friend. As you exhale, again, think sequentially, mount, soften down through the spine. Head leads, shoulders follow, spine melts into the ground as you walk yourself out. We're going to join that whole series together. So we're going to send the bum up into the air. As we elevate, we're going to take the weight back over the shoulders. Double knee tap if you want to. If you don't like it, don't do it. Or take it down to the ground and then stay there for the rock back. Rock back into those beautiful legs. Drive onto the single leg. Squat back, rock back into the legs. Drive onto those arms. Single arm, stretch away. Beautiful. Other side, stretch away. Beautiful. Knee tap. Bash through through, 2, 3, other side, bash through, 2, 3, straight to it, hips high, long line, long spine, load over the shoulders, double knee tap as you gently drop down, bring it back to center, rocking back. Remember, if you prefer, just stick with the doubles as you load over the shoulders, and again, rocking into the legs, driving onto the shoulders, single arm stretches away, don't rotate. For now, we're keeping everything in parallel. I don't want the rotation, I want everything to face the floor, and back, tap on the other side. You've got 3 reps to go, guys. So pace yourself. If you need to take a breather, just come off those shoulders, come back to it. When you are ready, elongate, tap those knees down, driving up, we squat back, working into the thighs, working into the abdominals and those shoulders, working into the thighs, working onto the shoulders, single arm, stretch away, beautiful. And again, stretch away, no rotation please. Bash through, tuck in. Other side, tuck in. 2 sets to go. Hips high. You might find you want to do this penultimate one just on the knees. As you drop down, you might want to stay there rather than coming up. If you stay there, you sit back into the rock back and you work on to the half stance with that leg extension. Work into the squats and work on to the shoulders, single arm stretches away. The half spot is by no means easy, guys, so don't think that you are not executing it to your full potential, because this is hard. Knee bashes in and a 1, 2, 3, other side, knee tap to elbow, keep it in parallel. Final set. You've got to work the breath, guys. You've got to work that lovely inhalation, exhalation to manage this. Over the shoulders, double knee tap. And lift or don't. Rock back into the legs. Single leg comes forward or double. Working into the rock back. Driving onto the shoulders. Last time, arm extends away. Beautiful, other side. Arm extends away. Wonderful, knee tap, bash through. 2, 3, other side, bash through. 2, 3, now stay there. Hands planted, soft knees, long spine, long line. Let's rock. So tiny, push forward, push back. You can do this on your knees. Allow the focus to be lifting through the abdominals, working into the center. Beautiful long lines, you press away. 8 more. And 7, so you are strengthening the arches in your feet. You are working those abdominals. Last 5, press. 4, press. 3, press. 2, press. Last one, knees down. Sinking into your child's pose as you gently bring yourself back up to the center. So we are going to take it off the shoulders. I hear you breathe a sigh of relief. Just for a jiffy though, because we have done a beautiful parallel series to the ground. Lots of work into that center. So what we are then going to do, after we've had a little respite, is we're going to take it into some beautiful rotations, some lovely plank rotations, some lovely knee taps, just to bring in that other element of working into that external rotation through those hippies and just challenging the entirety of your body. But let's work into some sit backs first, just to give those shoulders, those cores, those legs a tiny rest. So above all things, guys, I don't want you to hang into this kind of lumbar drop. Really tempting to do it because it makes it easier. You want to draw your body up taller. You want to bring that breastbone down to meet that belly button. So you're actually working in your spinal imprint, albeit in a different posture. If you are happy to, send those arms out to the front And again, you might need a little extra padding under those knees. If you're happy to, just use your mat. We breathe in to prep, strong belly breath. As you exhale, you tip whilst maintaining the shape in the spine. As you come up, if you want to, draw above your head. Exhale, press away, working into that abdominal brace. You lift, you lengthen. This is just brilliant for building stability around the knees, around the hips, around the spine, lifting. Excellent. And again, exhale as you press. Inhale as you lift. Exhale as you press. Inhale as you lift. Last time, we sink and we hold. Now range is neither here nor there. Pulse the arms. You work where you can maintain the safety, the stability, the control. We pulse. 5, squeeze your bums. 4, 3, 2. Now just hold it there. Reach across the space. Breastbone down to belly button. 5, 4, 3, 2. Lift and take it off those legs. Amazing for working into those quads, around the kneecap, ramp into the back of the pelvis and up that spine as well as those tummy muscles. Beautiful movement. Okay, let's work these wonderful rotations. So we're going to start either on your toes or either on your knees, I don't mind, but we're going to press into our rotation. You're going to come overhead as you extend, reaching back to the ceiling, planting into the mat. Other side, rotate, overhead extension, stretch to the ceiling, take it down. I want you then to work one elbow down to the ground, other elbow down to the ground, same movement, overhead extension, lift and plant. Rotate, overhead extension, lift and plant. If you're happy to, hands come back up, and if you want to, you work on those feet. Rotate, overhead extension, reach to the ceiling. Be really mindful to spiral into that beautiful spine. One elbow comes down, elbow under, rotate. Overhead extension, lift and plant. So the key with this, as is always the way in my sessions, guys, is you just use the option where you feel you can execute beautifully. Rotate, overhead extension, lift and plant. Rotate, overhead extension, lift and plant. Elbow under, rotate. Overhead extension, you lift and you plant. Good. So keep this beautiful rhythm up. Push, press. Lovely. So we just pay attention to our lovely Pilates principles. We work with concentration, with attention to the breath. We work with precision and specificity. So we really understand where we are placing our bodies. We work with attention to that core and center. More than anything, we pay attention to the flow. Make it one beautiful long movement. So it really runs into one another. Last time, elbow under. Beautiful flow. Make it lovely and easy and graceful. Rotate overhead. A softness in the knees. We come back to whichever stance we want to, and we are now going to take it into a beautiful side tap. So the knee is going to work in to meet your shoulder, and then you take it back to the center. So you are now absolutely working in your rotation. Knee comes in, shoulder has to shift across. Take it back to center. Looks like this on your toes. Squeeze and tap. Take it back to center. Squeeze and tap. Take it back to center. You have to manage the breath This is advanced content. Work into the rotation. Hold the height in the hips. Take it back to center, guys. Work into that rotation. Take it back to center. And again, work into that rotation. Take it back onto your plank. We work into our beautiful plank, either on your knees or your toes, but you elongate through the crown of the head. You lift the midsection. You soften the knees. You work gently into those glutes above all things. Rip the mat apart. Lengthen through the skull. Drop off. And again, up on those toes. Soft knees. Long line. Work into those tummy muscles as you brace and you breathe. Ease down. Beautiful. Up on those toes, guys. Up on the toes. Softening the knees, lengthening the spine, lifting through those tummy muscles. Dropping off. And again, up on those toes. Working into the softness in the knees. Knees can stay down. Elongate through the spine. Think about pressing through those elbows, working the space apart. Drop down. And last time, we come up. If you want to, we just rock. We push, we rock, we press, rock it again. 5 more, lovely. 4, beautiful. And 3, and 2, and 1. Knees come down. Ooh, you take it off those shoulders and those arms. Again, have a tiny sip if you want one. And before we work onto our back, we are really going to hit those lovely hip flexors, those abdominals and those spinal extensors as we work in our beautiful tip backs, working with a lovely extended arm. So team, this point, you actually might want to sit yourself up on a block or a cushion, because actually what I don't want you doing is rolling down over that spine. Now, a million Pilates teachers will tell you to roll down. I hate that movement. From many thousands of hours of working with people with back pain, this movement here, rolling down over the spine, can be really, it can really aggravate discomfort and pain. So I prefer to think about the strength in the lower back and the length in the spine to really challenge the center and the back without compromising that spinal health in the base of your lumbar curve there. So, rather than be like a rag doll, I want you to think like a Barbie doll. So like an action man, like a Barbie doll. I want you to bend at the hip. You breathe into the base of your center. Range bothers me not one jot. You work to where you feel comfortable. You tip, you lean, and then as you exhale, keep the arms extended in front of you. Draw yourself back up. So tip, bend, don't round, and lift. Exhale, tip and bend. Lovely. And lift. And again, guys. And tip and bend and lift. Use your center. Last time. You sink, you roll, and you stay there. Now, everybody's range will be different. For some of you, you might have to come up taller. For some of you, not me, you'll be able to get further down. It's all about your personal biomechanics. There's not much you can do about it. Breastbone works down to center. Challenge the abdominals. Now send one leg away. If you want to, lift, drop down, take it back to center. Slide away. Lift, take it back to center again. We slide, we lift, we bring it back to center. Now this you are absolutely going to feel in your hip flexors, which is absolutely fine. Really important they retain their strength and capabilities. You drop down, take it back to center, and again, slide. Hip flexors have been demonized over the years, guys. Everybody says, stretch your hip flexors, strengthen your glutes. But actually, if you are sitting for long periods of time, with your hip flexor contracted but not having to do any work, you might find that you come unstuck in terms of strength. So you have to challenge the strength in the hip flexors as well as opening them up. Last time, and again, slide away. And lift, take it back to center. Now stretch the arms, pulse the arms. Now bounce, bounce, bounce. Work the center, work the legs. Good, 5, 4, good, 3, good, 2. Now you can either stay there. If you want to, you can take it up into the teaser, arms extend, legs extend, around 5, 4, 3, 2. Bring it up and relax. So totally normal to feel the work in those hip flexors. When you lengthen the legs away, you are working quadricep and hip flexor primarily. So don't think, oh, I'm doing it wrong or it's bad. If you feel the work there, think, yes, I'm building strength, I'm building capacity in my hip flexors, which, let me remind you, are responsible for every time you walk, every time you bike, every time you jump, anything that requires hip drive, you're going to have strength in those hip flexors. So don't shy away from it, embrace it, as well as embracing the work in the back of your body. So team, we are going to work down onto our backs. We're going to hit this lovely abdominal flow series. So take it all the way down into the mat and allow that head to be really heavy, heavy on the floor. We're going to start just with our beautiful dead bugs, mainly because they're just marvelous for you. So arms stretch up to the ceiling as the shoulders draw down. Ankles stay high, knees stay perpendicular there to those hips. If you prefer, you can absolutely work with your heels on the floor. Now I want your focus to be breastbone to center, pelvis to center, nice strong connection with your floor and your back. Now the temptation is to jam that spine down into the ground. If we pay attention to our Pilates principles, we move with ease, we move with flow, we move with grace. You can't do that if you are hell-bent on jamming your back into the floor. Instead, think about creating almost like a magnetization between the floor and the spine. Let's take it opposite arm, opposite leg extends away, and then you take it back to center, other side. Opposite arm, opposite leg, and we take it back to center. So I almost want you to imagine that you are lying on a pressure pad and you do not want the pressure to change as you move the arm and the leg further away from your body. So instead, you are working with real consistency through that midsection. So there is no big change for your back to have to offset. Instead, you are just centered. You are organized. You are prepared. You are safe. Extend away. Now, if you want to take it into a double leg stretch, arms come overhead, legs come overhead. We never, ever, ever, legs do not come overhead. That would be a disaster. Legs go all the way down to the edge of the mat, and then arms come back up. But you do not want to do this if you cannot maintain the spinal imprint. So pick your poison, guys. You are either working abdominals and coordination, or you are more focused on the abdominals but not at the expense of the spine. We've got 4 to go. 4 to go. Overhead extension. We take it back to center. 3 more. Overhead extension. Really focus on that beautiful sense of elongation and space, finding height in the spine. So whichever posture we are working in, you are not losing that sensation of space. Bring the knees together. From here, flex those feet. I want you to stretch overhead, and as you exhale from your breastbone, you peel up, you look over those knees, you reach on by, and then you melt, softening through the spine as the arms come overhead. If it's too strong, heels on the floor as you peel up, lift and lengthen. Now eyeline looks over those knees. Remember, if you want to, you give me that lovely horsey breath. Remember that deactivates the face, the jaw, it stops you lifting from your face. If you want to, exhale, flex the feet, melts back down into the ground. As you exhale, you lift and you lengthen and you melt into the floor. Again, exhale and lengthen and melt all the way down. Exhale, press away and lengthen. Inhale, melt all the way down. Last time. Exhale, press, lengthen wherever the feet feel comfortable. If they're happy, up, perfect. If they are down, if they are extended, it doesn't matter, but you must retain that softness in the face. Pulse, pulse those arms, pulse, flex and bounce for 8. Hold that lovely flexion in the spine as you bounce those arms. 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw those knees down and into your chest. From here, bring the feet back to that central spot. And I want you, if you choose to raise that back leg. If that feels too strong, you bring that foot back down to the mat. It's totally up to you. Now the head is totally supported by the hand. Head, face, neck is soft. If you want to, you can make this more challenging by coming up into the curl up. Now if you struggle with neck, back pain in that top portion of your spine, I would recommend keeping your head on the ground, focusing on the stability. Okay folks, single leg extends away. From here, we draw the knee into the chest, we press away, we kick the leg to the ceiling, we press away, and then we draw a circle with the leg, focusing on not rounding. From here, knee in, press away, kick up, press away, work the circle as you work around. Again, knee in, knee out, kick up, drop down, work all the way around in that center. Knees in, knees out, kick up, drop down, work all the way out in the center. And again, knees in, knee out, kick up, drop down, work all the way round. And then last time, draw the knee in, head is heavy, face is soft, leg kicks up. We work all the way around. Now hold it at the base, flex the foot, hold the curl up if you can, as you pulse the leg. Pulse 8, 7 and 6, lovely, 5, super, 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Knees come in, feet come down, melt down into the spine. Holding that line, allowing that head to be heavy in those hands. We breathe into the center. Option, you raise the leg closest to me and the opposite leg extends. If you feel comfortable, you work up into the curl up, only if you feel happy there. Knee comes in, leg presses away, kick up, drop down, and then work that circle all the way around. Whatever that means to you. Knee in, knee out. Can be big, can be small. Range can be however you want to do it, because you are in charge. Also, just a side note, again, don't be alarmed if one side you've got much better flexibility. Totally normal. We draw in, we press away, we lift up, we lower, we work all the way around. Beautiful. And again, team, come in, come out, lift up and lower. We come all the way up and around. And again, we come in, we come out, we kick up, we drop down. So this is absolutely brutal on those tummy muscles, guys. They're doing all the work to hold the spine in its lovely strong connection all the way around. Now hold the line, flex the foot. If you want to, hold the curl up. Keep pulsing for 8, lovely, 7, 6, beautiful, 5, beautiful, 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Knees in, feet down, melt down. We take a breath into that center, strong breath in. As you exhale, you focus on melting the head into the hands, and you focus on letting the jaw and the face soften. Leave any stress and tension off that face. If you are finding that you are grimacing, this movement has ceased to be positive for you. So you have to then just make the movement smaller, make it slightly easier so that it doesn't feel so stressful. You know me, I'm all about creating an environment that feels relaxed and comfy and easy. You want to challenge yourself, but not in a way that moves over into stress. So team, we're going to work gentle curl-ups and then we're going to work gentle rotations, one of each. So if you're not sure, just watch for the first set. We inhale. As we exhale, we curl up. Single leg extends away. You melt back down into the ground. Exhale, peel up, lift, and lengthen, melt all the way down. As you exhale this time, if you want to, you are going to come cross body and then you are going to melt back down. So you first come up, then you come cross body and you melt back into the floor. Option, ankles up, parallel first as you exhale. Inhale, melt down. Exhale, really peel. It's a really small movement in terms of spinal movement. Come up, rotate, and melt. Other side. Curl up, rotate, and melt. Keep it in parallel. If you want to, just keep your feet on the floor and melt down. And again. You use the exhalation. That helps facilitate that beautiful curl up. And then if you want to, arm can help you really create that intention in terms of direction. Exhale, lift and lengthen, melt. You've got tons of options. Curl up, extend and melt. And again, curl up. Do not let the hips drift. Maintain that strong connection through the floor. Rotate. As you come up, inhale, melt down. Exhale, rotate and melt. 2 more rounds, guys. Exhale, parallel. If you don't like the rotation, just stick with the ones that face the ceiling. You peel and you lift. You melt all the way down. Curl up, rotate. Beautiful. Head is heavy in those hands. Curl up. Rotate, melting back down. Last time, team. Really please work within the parameters where you can control the movement. Curl up, press away. Might mean the movement is smaller. It might mean that you just make the modifications that you need to keep you safe. Last time. Curl up, rotate, melt. Now, if you are happy, guys, keep the ankles up high and stretch to the ceiling. Now, you might find that that is enough of an abdominal contraction. So you are reaching those feet to the ceiling, the abdominals anchor down into the mat. Now, if you want to, you can even come up onto a curl up. Now that is a midpoint. If you're happy there, stay there. If you want more of an abdominal contraction, draw the knees into the chest, stabilize the center. As you press the legs away, you do not let the back lift. You draw up to the ceiling. Again, drawing into the chest. Press away. Well done. All the way up. Knees in. You exhale. As you extend, you do not compromise that spinal health. You make sure that you are in command of your spine at the furthest point away here, lifting up last time, working into the chest. Head is heavy, face is soft. You lift and you lengthen. Now, if you are happy there, you stay there with those lovely long legs. If you want more, we are gently going to scissor. Scissor the legs as you slowly swish through. If you prefer, head can be on the floor and the movement can be smaller. So it's totally up to you. And if you hate all of it, Keep the legs up high or just come back down to the mat. We've got 8 to go. 8. Beautiful. And 7. And 6. And 5. Beautiful. And 4. Well done. Slowly. 3. Well done. And 2. Faces soft. Last one. Now last bit of work. Bring the feet together if you are happy to. Stretch the arms to the ceiling, faces soft. Reach for the ceiling with your toes and your fingers. You work into the breath. 8, 7, 6, lovely. 5 and 4 and 3, 2. You gently deload. Knees come in, head comes down, feet come down to the ground. And I just want to take it down a notch. I want to take it into a lovely breath and stretch just to close this Saturday session out. So first off, guys, just allow the back of your head to melt into the floor. And the backs of the shoulders soften and melt into the ground, and the line that is your spine is heavy. Hips heavy, feet connected through the floor. Gently close your eyes and focus on that beautiful breath in through the nose. And as you breathe out through the mouth, your shoulders, your face soften. Again, breathe in through the nose. And breathe out through the mouth. As you exhale, gently bring your knees up to your chest, and you're going to turn circles with those knees. Now, your legs are passive. It is your hands that are moving those knees. We take it back the other way as you work out, in and around. And from there, just gently, if you can reach, aim towards where your shoelaces would be and draw those heels up to the base of your center. If that feels too strong, bring the hands further up the legs or onto the kneecaps. Just allow those inner thighs to open up and just stretch. Gently bring the feet back down to the floor. One knee comes up towards the armpit. The other leg, you send it away. And then you just allow that hip to drift out to the side of the space. Now keep one hand on the other hip and make sure that you are not rolling to one side, that in fact you are still connected to the ground through both bottom cheeks. Let gravity assist you by really stretching through that hip. And then you move the knee over to the other side. Other hand takes over. Head and shoulder looks the other direction. You take it back to the center. You slide that leg away, and then the other knee comes up to meet the armpits, and then you just gently allow the trajectory to drift out. Hand stays on the opposite hip, both bottom cheeks connected through the ground. You focus on that breath, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then the knee comes over to the other direction, the opposite hand comes out. You look towards the other fingers as you just allow that spinal rotation. And you take it back to center. You roll on to the front, hands plant. Just gently move those hips from side to side. You breathe into the space in the base of your center. And as you exhale, you sink into the space that you have created behind you. And as you exhale, you just uncurl, you unfurl the spine, you gently bring the weight back to center, rolling those shoulders back and down. You take it into the center, crossing those legs, or however you feel comfortable. Press your palms into the floor as you find your sense of height. 3 inhalations to close. We breathe in. And bring your hands down towards your chest. And set a positive intention for your day. Thank you so much for joining me for today's Saturday morning session. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. I hope you feel appropriately uplifted. I hope you feel like you've really moved your body in a positive way and that you feel really ready for whatever the day throws at you. So thank you for that. Thank you for joining in.